Hi, welcome to this week's Torah. In this week's Pasha, Pashas Vayeishev, we read about how Yosef HaTzadik is sold by his brothers down to Egypt. Yosef comes to visit his brothers, and instead of them giving him a warm welcome, they take off this colored dream coat that he had, they throw him into a pit, and then afterwards they take him out of the pit and they say, let's not throw him into this pit, rather what we're going to do is we're going to sell him off to the Arabs. And they sell him off to the Arabs, who sell him down to Egypt. And the Torah tells us that when Yosef's on his way down to Egypt, he is traveling with a caravan of camels, and it tells us what these camels are carrying. Nechos utzri valo, different kinds of spices, holchim lahorid mitzrayma. And Rashi asks the question, why is it important for the Torah to tell us what they were carrying? It's irrelevant. And Rashi says it's not irrelevant, because under normal circumstances, a caravan of camels like that with the Arabs that were taking them down would actually be carrying things that were smelled horrible, would be carrying down petroleum, things that would make people feel bad and would make them wrinkle their nose for hours and for days on end. And instead, Yosef is traveling with a caravan with a fragrant smell. Now you might think to yourself, big deal. He's being sold into slavery. So what? So it smells nice. The answer is, a little bit of light dispels a tremendous amount of darkness. And that good, fragrant smelling thing allowed Yosef to realize that there is a little bit of light here as well. God is with him. God is traveling with them and taking care of him. And that can dispel so much darkness. And that's also the message of Hanukkah. The message of Hanukkah is you start with 1 candle, then 2 candles, then 3, then 4, all the way up to 8. Because you start with a little bit of light, and that little bit of light dispels a bit of darkness, so that on day 2 you can light a 2nd candle. And on day 3 you can light a 3rd candle, because yesterday's light has added more light, and now there's light for 3 candles, or for 4 candles, or for 5. Because a little bit of light dispels so much darkness. And just last week and this week, we've started on the vaccines. People are getting the vaccines. I spoke to someone from our shul today who told me he's getting the vaccine in Mirza Hashem, please God, this week, Tuesday. What an amazing thing. I was so happy for that individual that he was going to be now getting this vaccine. For him, this entire thing seems to be hopefully coming to an end. And for so many other people, this nightmare that they've been living of isolation and being away from everybody else, feeling trapped, is now going away. Is it over? No, it's not over yet. But for us, looking from the inside to the outside, we need to start seeing that little bit of light. We're getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. And Mirza Hashem, we should get there soon. And that's what this week's Pasha teaches us. Start looking for those little instances of light. And those little instances of light in your life will illuminate life for you and show you that when there's a little bit of light, there can be more. And when there's more light, there can be even more. Until it becomes a bright, shining light. And we see only goodness and positivity. Wishing you all a very good Shabbos and a happy Hanukkah as well.